YouTube and my Zoom. All the fun.
All the things.
All the things. And my mama should be coming.
Barb. I love your mama.
Yes. And then
Aunt
Barb's. I got the family on Zoom. This is Aubrey. This is Shannon.
Comes to mind. Hi.
Aubrey used to live here. She abandoned me, but she lived here. We got to be friends quickly. Hello, YouTube peeps. Say hi in the comments. And she lived here. Well, I knew her here for 6 months, and then she moved to Florida. But it was so fun.
Florida? Rockledge? Oh, okay. What's that near? I know like people. Poco Beach. Orlando.
Say hi in the comments for YouTube. I've got my Zoom people. If you hear some chatty over there, it's my Zoom. You can chatty in the box.
YouTube.
Yes, it's like we're all connected. Zoom, YouTube. The worlds are colliding in a good way. Shouldn't say colliding. All right, let me see. Just letting. What time is it? Okay. Look at me. I'm such a military. I'm like, she's late by 30 seconds. All right. Well, I guess we can just start breathing until I let a couple more Zoomers in. But let's just take a collective breath. Inhale through the nose. Hold it at the top. And release nice and slow. We'll do one more of these. Inhale through the nose. Hold it at the top and release. And just kind of sit for a second, keeping your spine straight, getting aligned, getting your sit bones nice and flush to the mat. And I want you to just let yourself kind of decompress before we start with our stretches. And tonight's theme is going to be keeping negative energy away. Something that sounds easy, but sometimes can be harder, especially if something's out of our control. So I want you to just take any stresses of the day and kind of watch that tension lift as you go down your body. Imagine your face loosening, your jaw loosening. Let your shoulders just relax. And now we're going to go into alternate nostril breathing, which that word nostril gets me every time. I don't know why. It's a funny word to me. Nose hole. Can we call it a nose hole? All right. So we're going to put our index and middle finger on our third eye. So that is between the brows and a little above. We're going to do that. And then we're going to take our thumb and pinch close one of your nostrils. And we're going to inhale for 5 seconds through our mouth, through our nose. Hold it at the top when you count to 5, and then you're going to pinch with your ring finger, releasing your thumb, and letting that air exhale through your nose. You're going to take a second, and you're going to inhale now through that side. Inhale. Pinch with the thumb. And exhale through the other nostril. Take a moment. Slowly inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pinch. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do 2 more of these. Take a second and then inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pinch and release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so now that we've kind of done some cleansing breaths, let's just, you know me and my neck stretches. If you follow me, I gotta get those neck stretches in. We're going to place one of the palms of our hand on the side, opposite side of your head, and gently press up into the hand. Take a nice deep breath to get an extra stretch if you'd like. We're just going to hold this. Let yourself breathe however you want. This is your practice. If you want to take some nice slow breaths here, go ahead. If you want to take some deeper breaths and hold, really get that stretch. And just imagine even watching those muscles, those tendons, everything stretching out in your neck and releasing. All right. Now let's go ahead and go to the other side. Placing the opposite palm, the side of the head, again, pressing gently in your head into your palm. Inhale and exhale. Just breathe through and imagine those tendons, the muscles, slowly stretching. Take a nice one more inhale and release. And now we're going to gently bring our chin toward our chest. And this is where you will clasp your hands together and bring them behind the back of your head, like so. And here we are going to breathe in, and as you breathe in, you will feel that stretch in your neck, so do as big of a breath as comfortable. I'll inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Okay, you can do a couple more breaths there. Okay. All right. Now let's do my chicken wing roll. It's a chicken wing roll here. I'm going to put one arm out, and we are going to gently roll back and up around again, just loosening up the shoulders. I often feel like when I do a neck stretch, like I'm not done, and I just want to get a little further in. So I'll just loosen up these shoulders a little bit. Our chicken wings. And let's come back around toward the front, nice and slow. We'll do two more. All right, we'll switch arms here and go back around. And sometimes, especially with yin yoga, when it's such a still practice, sometimes it can feel jarring to jump right into the stillness, which is why I like to take a little time to do the stretches before we get into our melting poses, as I call them. We'll do one more here. And let's swing it forward. Sometimes it's nice to just ease into the practice. Let our minds calm down, let our bodies settle after a long day. All right. All right, now do whatever feels good. Maybe you want to add a little twist. You can put the back of your hand behind the opposing knee. Face the back and just stretch a little here. Whatever feels good. Whatever you feel like you kind of just need to stretch out before we get into the first pose. Then remember to breathe. Obviously, you're going to breathe. Don't croak on me, really. That'd be upsetting. Let's take some nice breaths, slow breaths. All right, So we are going to start today with half butterfly. And there's a couple of ways you can do this. So you can put your one leg out and your booty on the floor. No, that's not it. And put the bottom of the opposite foot to the top of the thigh. Now this is Indian yoga where props can come in if you want to pile up some props. If you want to place your forehead on a block. If you have knee issues, you can roll up a small blanket and place it under your knee, whatever feels comfortable. So you can also go toward the side, actually over your leg. Again, you can put props toward your hip. And in this pose, you can keep the spine straight or you can round it, whatever's comfortable, but try to keep the pelvis tilted so you're not putting pressure on your lower back. So either way, you want to kind of straighten up first and then kind of bend there, and then either curve kind of from the top or leave it straightened. And then let gravity kind of set in there. Okay, so this is our first pose, and you can also go in the middle if you'd like. So there's a couple choices. Like I always say, this is your practice. Indian yoga, I'm very about getting comfortable where you might feel a little stretch. Of course, you want to feel a little stretch, but you want to find that edge, because once you let the gravity take you, the point is to really melt into that and let the fascia and all of that really stretch out. So you want to be comfortable enough that when you're at the edge and you go a little further, it's not going to hurt. So if you need to add any props at any point, it's totally fine. So for this first affirmation, today I observe the negative energy and release it. I observe the negative energy and release it. I observe the negative energy and release it. So you can imagine this energy can be from a situation going on in your life, from a person in your life. Maybe your job is stressful, whatever's going on that's maybe giving you some tension today. Just observe it. We can't pretend it's not happening, but observing it and just releasing it will help. I observe the negative energy and release it. And for anyone new on YouTube, Indian yoga, we sit in poses longer than your average yoga. Each of mine is about between 3 to 5 minutes tonight. And this really lets all of the fascia, the tendons, ligaments, everything really settle in and get that deep stretch to the areas we don't typically get to. And it also helps release the negative energy, right? It's my favorite part about this practice. So just let yourself sink into the pose. Now I want you to pay attention. The first pose, you may still have some tension in your jaw. So just be an observer of your body, your jaw, maybe even around your eyes. Your shoulders may still be holding tension. Just do a little scan and slowly try to release any muscular tension in your body. I observe the negative energy and release it. When you feel ready, you can walk your hands back up, and we're going to switch to the opposite leg. You can remove your prop, switch your legs, and then remember, each side may be different. So you may have to add a prop, take away a prop. You might want to lean your leg rather than forward. It may be different for each side, so keep that in mind. That's totally fine. So you're going to, again, put the bottom of the foot in the inner thigh. Let your foot on the extended leg just splay. You're not having to hold it up. Get into your comfy position, pillows, blankets, whatever you need. And the affirmation for this pose again is I observe the negative energy and release it. And as you're in stillness, this is the time now I'm going to let you just sit in the quiet and see what comes up. Don't fight any thoughts. Don't try to not have thoughts. Let them come through and process. And let yourself melt into your props in the mat. I observe the negative energy and release it. At any point you feel distracted, just come back to your breath. Focus on your breath coming in and out. And when you feel ready, walk your hands back up. And we get to lay down. We're going to do my 7-year-old daughter's favorite pose, banana pose. So for banana pose, you can get props. You may want to put something. You could get a block or a pillow, blocks or pillows. And you're going to first lay down. And then you're going to, I scooch so YouTube can see. There we go. You're going to place your arms up in a point and walk yourself over to the right side of the mat. So you're going to be out of alignment with the trunk of your body. Then you're going to extend your right leg the same direction toward the right as your arms. And you are going to place your left ankle over your right ankle. So your legs are crossed. The thing is, that left hip is going to want to pop up, right? So you're going to want to readjust and make that flat. If that's uncomfortable and you want it to pop up, just stick a prop under there to support it so you don't put pressure on your lower back. So you can also, if you feel so inclined, you can grab your opposing elbows, and that gives a little more stretch. I think this is a pretty comfortable position, so it's my preferred way, but you can keep them pointed. You can clasp one of your wrists or the opposing elbows. And again, you can pop a pillow or block underneath your lower back, your hip area. Okay, so let me let you settle into that. Again, you try to make your shoulder blades as flat as you can to the mat. And again, also that lower back area as flat as you can to the mat as well, unless that is uncomfortable and you need to support yourself with a prop. Okay, so I'll let you get cozied into that spot. And the affirmation for banana pose is, I release things that no longer serve me. I release things that no longer serve me. And this can be many things, many, many things. So I want you to let whatever come up for you. This can be your own BS thoughts that aren't true or hold you back. You're not good enoughness. That is not serving you. You want to release that. It could be thoughts of past things that have happened, all sorts of things. So let your mind wander. Whatever comes up, let it come up. The things that don't serve you. And let yourself imagine them, and let yourself picturing them dissipating. Give them a little kick to the curb. So just see what comes up. Let your body relax. Don't forget to breathe and let that body just melt into the mat. You don't need to hold up your feet or do anything strenuous. Just let gravity take your body into a restful position while you observe the things that no longer serve you and imagine releasing them. Okay, when you feel ready, you can kind of neutralize the body for a moment. And then we are going to do banana pose on the other side. So you can shift those pointed arms, or however you have them, over to the left. Bending that body like a banana. Then move that left leg over and put the right ankle over the left ankle. And shift so that you can even out your lower half flat to the mat, making sure those shoulder blades are flat. But if you need support, again, under your lower back, your hips, whatever area on the right side, go ahead and put any props there to support you. Remember to let yourself breathe and just relax the body into the ground. And just kind of continue where you left off, letting anything that comes up, things that are not yours to carry and are not benefiting your mind or your body or your soul. Watch them be released through your mind's eye. Sometimes it can help if you're not very visual and have a hard time imagining. You could put a color to it and imagine the negative energy as a color. I often do it with the color red. And just imagining it go out the top of your head, out the crown chakra, and be released. When you feel ready, you can walk your feet and arms back to the center of the mat. Extend your feet out, extend your arms over your head. Take a nice breath here, neutralize the body. And you can roll to one side, press up, get in a seated position for Shoelace Pose. Take a moment, get up slowly. Take an inhale, exhale. So for Shoelace, we are going to take the right leg and place the ankle. Walk it back toward your left hip. Some of your knees may be directly over, sometimes not. It depends on your body, your flexibility. Don't focus on that. Just try to walk that heel back toward your hip And then this hip with the folded leg is going to probably want to come forward. So adjust to get those sit bones even. And again with this pose, you can have you want a straight spine or rounded at the top. So you still want to have that pelvis tilt, so you're not rounding and you're not stuffing your diaphragm in itself, right? So we're going to bend, and then we are going to place our hands here. If you are more flexible and you would like to walk your hands out and go down further, you are welcome to. Okay? And you want to keep at least the lower part of that spine straight, tilted forward. If you need help tilting, you can put a small pillow, something thin though, or the edge of a blanket under your little tush there, and that will help you naturally get that pelvic tilt forward. So if it's feeling uncomfortable or awkward, you could try that to see if that helps you. And then you settle into that pose. And the affirmation for shoelace tonight is, I open space for the light to come in. Right? We're releasing the negative, but we really want to focus on letting in the positive. That's the most important part, right? Opening that space up for the light, the love to come in, for us to live through that energy and that light. So again, if you want to associate it with a color and imagine a bright yellow or white light coming into your heart chakra, that may be beneficial for you. I open space for the light to come in. I open space for the light to come in. And this is a little shorter pose tonight. So we are going to walk our hands up and switch sides. Gently take that leg out of the pose. You can place both your feet in front of you if you want to do a little windshield wiper action. And then we are going to place the right leg underneath and the left leg over, placing that left ankle and heel toward your hip, your right hip. And again, a reminder to bring that hip back. Make sure the hips are even, the sit bones there. So everything's all even. And if you want to put a prop, you can to support you. I know each side is different, like I said. So this might be a little tighter in your hips on this side. And if you'd like to go down a little further, a little more stretch, you can widen your arm span. And remember to keep that diaphragm open and not crushed. So we're bending, we're pivoting from the lower back and keeping that area straight. My preference for this is to pretty much stay straight. Some people do like to round at the top. So see what feels good to you. Take some nice breaths here. Same affirmation. I open space for the light to come in. Really breathe in that affirmation. How good that feels to just be open and have an open heart and let love flood into your body. Let that light surround you. Let's choose the light. All right, I'm going to take a nice big inhale as you walk back up. Gently take your leg to the side. And we will get back to the center of our mats here. You can extend your legs, shake them out a little bit, and we are going to do supported bridge pose, which is one of my favorites. All right, so for supported bridge, you want to walk yourself down. Well, grab a prop. You can use a yoga block or a small pillow, a paper towel roll, something that will give you a little arch. All right, so you're going to keep your knees up, and then you are going, make sure your head's down. I was looking up, but don't do it that way. Head down on the mat, everything nice and aligned, nice and squared, shoulders, lower back down. And we are going to press up to raise the hips and put that prop between your crack and your back. I think I got that from you, Shannon, actually. And let yourself find a nice comfortable position. You might have to move it around a little bit, your prop. Oh, I love this. This is just one of my favorites. And really let your arms just drop and relax into the ground. The bottom of your feet, strong but not lifting you up. Let your head melt into the mat and just really feel that gravity taking you down toward Mother Earth. And just get nice and settled into this position. And let any residual negative energy flow away from you. Any tension melt away. And breathe in that white light. Breathe it through your nose, out your mouth. And just let it fill you up. And the affirmation for supported bridge tonight is, I surrender to a joyful life. I surrender to a joyful life, because we all deserve one. And I want you to really feel that you deserve joy. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be negative or dramatic. You deserve peace and joy. Really let that set in. I surrender to a joyful life. All right, when you feel ready, walk your feet back slightly, lift up the hips, and slowly, gently lower them to the ground. We're going to lay our legs out, let them splay and fall wherever they land. Arms out, and we are transitioning into Shavasana. I will ding my chime when time is up. Just let today's practice process through for the next few minutes. When you feel ready, wiggle your fingers and toes. Come back to your breath. Slowly roll to one side. And gently push up to a seated position to end our practice. As always, we will end our practice with peace to all, love to all, light to all. Namaste. And also for the YouTube people, I have my donation links. I also have my book link. Totally promoting my book here. My Not My Shit journal. 5 minutes a day to giving 0 F's about the things you shouldn't. Very relevant to our practice tonight. So you can check that out on Amazon there in the link. And I will close out my YouTube. Thank you, everybody. And I will say hello to